Sony made a weird decision when making the joypad buttons of the PlayStation. Sony used 4 symbols for the buttons instead of the traditional letters that had previously been used by other companies. But this decision wasn't just used because the designer thought that it'd be great fun to do so, not because Sony wanted to be completely different, but because these symbols actually made a lot of sense. The triangle represents the player's point of view, the square represents a sheet of paper for the menus and other documents in the game, and the O and X buttons represent the yes/no or wrong/right options. In Western territories this was reversed though, so that the X button became the move ahead/action option. Despite just launching, the PlayStation was a massive success. The PlayStation brand reached 50 million in sales by 1998, 2 years after the launch of the brand. This figure had doubled though within 10 years of its Japanese launch, meaning the PlayStation 1 was the first console to ever reach 100 million in sales. But this was not the end of the PlayStation. The sequel to the original PlayStation, called quite conveniently the PlayStation 2, reached 100 million in sales in only 5 years, half the time it took for the original, and went on to sell almost 160 million worldwide. The best-selling game by Sony Computer Entertainment to release on a PlayStation console is Gran Turismo 4, selling over 10 million copies when it released in 2004 in Japan and 2005 in the rest of the world for the PlayStation 2. The game received a positive reaction from critics when it released, with a current standing of 89 out of 100 on Metacritic, based on reviews from 74 critics. The phenomenal thing about the PlayStation 2 is how long it managed to stay alive for. Although the console released at the very start of the 21st century in March 2000, games were still being made for it all the way through to the start of the 2010s. The final games to ever release for the console are actually both football, or as the Americans would say, soccer games. These games were FIFA 14 and PES 2014. The console was discontinued by Sony on January 4, 2014 worldwide, meaning the console had a lifespan of almost 14 years. When the PlayStation 1 launched, it brought many amazing new things. One of the lesser known of these though is the size of the PlayStation CD. An average games cartridge back then when the console launched could hold 12 megabytes of data to create a game. But this was not enough for Sony, they needed more. So what did they do? They made sure a PlayStation CD could hold up to what was then amazing 650 megabytes. This may seem like a very small amount now for a console game, but 15 years ago, this was revolutionary. Thanks for watching, leave a like, comment and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and have a good day.